My boss is dating my ex, and now I feel so uncomfortable and insecure at work. How do I handle this without losing my job or my sanity? Hey Reddit, I'm dealing with this nightmare at work and need some guidance because it's making every shift a tense ordeal, and I don't know if I should confront them, go to HR, or just quit before it implodes. My boss, Derek, 24M, started dating my ex, Sarah, 19F, a couple months ago. She's the one who dumped me, 19M, last year after we dated briefly. Derek's my direct supervisor at the coffee shop where I work as a barista, handling morning rushes and closing duties. Sarah frequents the place now, hanging around during my shifts, which brings back all the bad memories from our breakup. We ended messily. She called me too clingy and ghosted me after a fight. Now, seeing them together triggers my insecurities. They whisper behind the counter. She laughs at his jokes while I steam milk and serve customers. Derek's given me weird looks since, and tasks feel punitive, like extra cleanups. Friends say to suck it up for the paycheck. Family thinks I should report it to avoid a toxic environment. Shifts are hell. I mess up orders from distraction. What do I do to navigate this without blowing up my job or mental health? Update 1. Thanks for all the advice coming in. A good chunk said to document everything for a potential HR complaint if it starts affecting work performance directly. Set clear boundaries with Derek or start job hunting quietly to have an exit plan. Some warned against direct confrontation to avoid any retaliation from a boss with power over my schedule. A few suggested talking to Sarah privately for some closure on the past to ease the insecurity. It pushed me to take small steps without rushing into anything drastic. On Tuesday during my shift, Sarah showed up right in the middle of the morning rush when a line was out the door. Derek comped her usual latte without charging, and they flirted openly by the pickup counter while I juggled espresso shots and customer complaints about wait times. It got to me, so I pulled him aside in the back storage room during a brief lull. Hey, this situation is really awkward for me. Sarah's my ex, and seeing you two together is messing with my head and making it hard to focus at work. He brushed it off casually, leaning against a shelf and saying, "Personal life's personal, man. Just focus on your tasks and keep it professional. Don't let old drama spill over." I felt dismissed and even more on edge, like he was downplaying it on purpose. After my shift, I texted a coworker friend who works afternoons. She confirmed the flirting is noticeable to everyone and advised me to start taking notes on my phone about specific incidents in case it escalates. That evening at a family dinner over pizza, my brother said, "If it's that toxic, just quit and find something better. Life's too short," while my mom urged me to stay professional and not let emotions take over. My daily routines are totally off now. I skipped my usual post-shift unwind routine of grabbing a quick bite and watching TV. Instead, just pacing the apartment, replaying our breakup fights in my head, and feeling those old insecurities bubble up about not being good enough. Update 2. Your suggestions on going to HR with evidence were solid and gave me a plan, but the tension ramped up quickly in ways that made everything feel even more unstable. On Wednesday, I submitted an anonymous complaint to the shop's upper management through their online form, highlighting the unprofessional relationships creating a hostile work environment, without naming names directly, but describing the flirting and perceived favoritism. Derek must have gotten wind of it somehow, because he called an impromptu staff meeting that afternoon in the break room, eyeing me suspiciously the whole time while talking about team unity and keeping personal matters out of the workplace. After the meeting, Sarah texted me out of the blue. I hadn't blocked her yet. "Heard you're stirring up drama at work. Grow up and get over us already." It stung, so I blocked her number right then and replied nothing. The next day, Thursday, I confronted Derek again during a slow period behind the counter. "Look, your dating Sarah is affecting fairness here. The extra closing shifts you've assigned me lately feel targeted, like punishment for speaking up." He denied it flatly, crossing his arms and saying, "Shifts are based on needs, not personal stuff. If you can't handle it, maybe this isn't the job for you," which only heightened my paranoia. I met up with a close friend for beers after work at our usual spot down the street. I vented about the whole thing, and he listened before saying, "This sounds like a classic power play from a boss. Update your resume tonight and start applying elsewhere before it gets worse." Later that night, I had a quick family call. My dad suggested consulting a lawyer friend about workplace rights just in case, while my sister said document every shift change and interaction. Don't let them push you out without a fight. The work vibes have turned outright hostile. Even regular customers have noticed the awkwardness, with one asking if everything's okay behind the counter during a slow order. I've been having sleepless nights, dreading every shift and second-guessing every task, like whether a messed-up latte was my fault or just nerves. Update 3. After I followed up on the HR report with a formal, named complaint in Update 2, detailing specific incidents like the flirting and shift changes, the investigation wrapped up quickly, but didn't go in my favor. They found no official policy violation since dating isn't banned. but they recommended sensitivity training for Derek without any real consequences. He got defensive about it all, starting to micromanage me even more during shifts, nitpicking every order I made and cutting my hours down to the bare minimum without explanation. Sarah amped things up by spreading rumors on social media, posting vague stories painting me as the jealous ex who's causing problems at work, which some mutual acquaintances believed and shared. My coworkers began distancing themselves to avoid the drama, whispering when I walked by and declining invites to after-work hangs. I confided in my family over a weekend visit. They supported me quitting to preserve my sanity, with my mom saying, "Your mental health comes first. This isn't worth the stress." I handed in my notice the following Monday, but the job market's been tough. I've sent out dozens of applications with no bites yet, leaving me unemployed and scraping by on savings. The bad ending stings. I regret speaking up because it backfired so hard, shattering my trust in workplace fairness and leaving me isolated without the job or closure I needed, just moving on alone and hoping for better luck next time.